Homo suspect in murder of Seattle bus driver Shawn Yim revealed to be Venezuelan criminal illegal immigrant. And he's been investigated for murder before. But because Seattle's a sanctuary city, just go ahead and do your thing. Will this guy finally be deported? Maybe they'll deport him to, I don't know, El Salvador, where he belongs, in one of those criminal detainment centers. Let's get into it. Here we go. Here's what that fight and alleged murder on the bus looks like before the bus driver was unalived. Here we go.
New surveillance videos from onboard a King County Metro bus shed light on what happened right before a bus driver was stabbed to death by a passenger. You can see the alleged suspect, 53-year-old Richard Sitzlack, board at about 2:50 in the morning, December 18th, near the University of Washington. Less than a minute later, the suspect gets up from his seat to shut a window. The passenger then starts to complain about it being too cold.
It's too cold. If you open that window, I'm gonna complain.
Complain. Complain outside.
Wait, you turn the heat on. You gotta turn the heat on, man.
Heat is on. We need ventilation to keep the windows.
Moments later, Yim can be seen going to open the window back up. The two then begin to argue about whether the passenger had paid to ride the bus before Yim tells him to get off.
You can go now.
I love mistake, man.
You can go now.
Hey, to be nice with you.
No, you are not nice. You are not nice. Get off the bus.
You can see the suspect.
Imagine being a bus driver and having to deal with that kind of nonsense. Whacked out homeless people on drugs that have killed other people before. I mean, yeah, ride Metro. Pass. No thanks. Hey, why don't you take the bus to work? No, it's not safe. You got some lunatic getting on the bus at all times. It doesn't make any sense, right?
And pick up his belongings before walking to the front of the bus. The driver is heard asking him to go out the back door instead. But he continues to the front, where he barges through protective plexiglass. Court documents show the suspect sprayed Yim with pepper
brutal.
and moves off the bus. Yim can be seen falling to the ground before being kicked. The altercation continues, but out of sight of the bus cameras. Yim was found dead in an empty parking lot on University Way. The suspect was arrested several days later. He has pleaded not guilty and remains in jail on $5 million bail.
The homeless man accused in the fatal stabbing of King County Metro bus driver Shawn Yim in Seattle been identified by federal immigration authorities as an illegal immigrant from Venezuela. Who saw that one coming? No way! In Washington State, in King County, in Seattle, all sanctuary districts? Yeah. Oh, we don't want ICE here. They're taking away the criminal illegals from our community. We don't want that. We want them to be able to be here and stab to death our bus drivers. That's how much we appreciate, just living in Seattle. The revelation comes as the suspect, 53-year-old Richard Sitzlack. Now, he's got another name on top of that, right? So that name is misleading. Pleaded not guilty in January to all charges stemming from the December 18th, 2024 killing in the University District, being held on $5 million bail. An ICE spokesman confirmed to the Ari Hoffman Show on Talk Radio 570, ICE Seattle lodged an immigration detainer with the Regional Justice Center in Kent, Washington, against Richard Sitzlack Bastites. There you go. A criminal illegal alien from Venezuela who had been in trouble with the law before. And because we're a sanctuary city, county, and state, you know what? Just, it's okay. We couldn't come up with enough evidence to overturn your saying that it was self-defense, so I stabbed my roommate. We'll get into that in a second. Spokesperson added that if local authorities honor the detainer, the agency will hold him accountable for immigration violations and place him into removal proceedings. It's so bad. Sanctuary cities, you should be ashamed of yourself because of this kind of thing. This is totally unnecessary. This bus driver could still be alive. But no, we're not asking anybody with a heavy accent, hey, are you a citizen? why don't you show us your citizen papers? Because we want just a bunch of criminals to come into our community and murder people. That's what's happening. This is that story. This is literally that story. And it's a high-profile story. ICE said on background that the agency lodges immigration detainers against illegal immigrants who have been arrested for criminal activity and are taken into custody by state and local law enforcement. An immigration detainer is a request from ICE to state or local law enforcement agencies to notify ICE as early as possible before a removable alien is released from their custody. What happens is that they release them from jail. They release them from custody, and they don't tell ICE because they want to give them a little head start, because releasing criminals into the wild, into society, into where we live is what Seattle, King County, and Washington and other states, counties, and cities are all about as far as ICE detainers go. Oh, yeah, we're not cooperating with ICE. Why not? Well, so that we can allow our criminal illegals to run around the community and murder people. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? It's like, what's wrong with you? What planet are you from? Detainers request that state or local law enforcement agencies maintain custody of the immigrant for a period not to exceed 48 hours beyond the time the individual would otherwise be released from criminal custody. They just let them go. And then ICE has got to chase them down in the community somewhere if they're able to. Releasing criminals into society. What? Law enforcement not being allowed to work with other law enforcement agencies makes zero sense to me. 0 sense. You know what I mean? It's like, where's your logic? You guys are hopeless. You think this is a good idea? I mean, how do you tell the family of Shawn Yim, hey, we're real sorry, but that dude was a criminal, illegal, who had murdered before. But he said, it was self-defense. Allowing ICE to assume custody for removal purposes in accordance with federal law. You got to hold them for 2 days. But Washington doesn't. King County doesn't. Seattle, King County, and Washington State are also code sanctuary jurisdictions, meaning we're hosed. ICE explained that detainers are critical public safety tools because they take the criminal illegals and deport them. Yeah, as they should, right? As they should. Detainers increase the safety of all parties involved, such as ICE officers, law enforcement officials, the removable alien, criminal, illegal alien, and the public, because it allows ICE to arrest these individuals in a secure and controlled custodial setting, as opposed to at large, out in the community. Where a criminal alien, I had to find my spot there, where a criminal alien can continue harming the community in which they have otherwise been released. Additional detainers conserve scarce government resources by allowing ICE to take criminal aliens into custody directly, other than expending resources locating where'd he go? You guys let him go. Law enforcement shouldn't be allowing these numbnuts, that do all kinds of shenanigans in society to just run around. Oh, that's okay. Get out there, Tiger. You can do it. You can do it. Was this guy from a prison in Venezuela? We don't know, right? You have no idea. Has he killed before? Yes, he has. Did anybody ask him, hey, you a citizen? Because if not, you killed somebody in America? Out you go. Bye-bye. Yeah. That's what should be happening, but isn't, because we've got numbnuts in charge. We're a sanctuary city. So bad. It's so bad. So bad. According to court documents and surveillance footage from Metro Bus and nearby businesses, confrontation and question, we read all about that. 2:33 a.m., 2:53 a.m., bus driver pepper sprayed him in the face. I mean, it's absolutely horrible that this happened, and it's even worse that it happened by a criminal illegal alien. That's why the whole ICE thing is so preposterous. It's so ridiculous. Let law enforcement do their thing. Let them hunt down criminal illegals and deport them. Period. If you don't believe in that, why don't you go live in Venezuela? I mean, seriously, go live in Venezuela. Just go there. I don't care. Away. Just go away, right? Sitzlack has an extensive criminal history for violent offenses. In 2023, he was arrested on a felony homicide charge in the fatal stabbing of his roommate. Though prosecutors found probable cause, Seattle homicide detectives failed to file a rush charging decision, resulting in Sitzlack's, whatever his name is, release after 72 hours. Let's go take a look at that. Let's look at that super quick. Exclusive. This is also Ari Hoffman. Suspecting fatal stabbing of King County bus driver was arrested November 2nd, 2023 in another fatal stabbing homicide investigation. Let's get down to the nuts and bolts of it. When Sitzlack called 911 from Cowan Park, he told police he escaped from an apartment in the 5500 block of University Way Northeast. So I lived at the 5200 block of, I want to say, 11th Avenue Northeast, something like that. Something right there, super close to there. And that he stabbed his roommate, and that was during college, stabbed his roommate after, and that's just north of where Ted Bundy picked up one of his victims in the U District there. Just a little story there for you. Stabbed his roommate after the roommate tried to hit him with an ottoman. With an ottoman? You know, pick up an ottoman and just, okay, all right. And made threats that he could throw our guy out of the building. Sitzlack told police he tried to leave. Sitzlack claimed that while he was trying to leave the unit, the roommate came up behind him with what he referred to as a machete. Yeah, we always got machetes in these stories, don't we? According to the police report, our guy alleged that the roommate grabbed him by the back of the neck and shoved him to his knees near the apartment's exterior door, near the stairway. Our guy stated that the roommate swung the perceived weapon multiple times at him, but in some way, shape, or form, he was able to David Carradine his way. He was able to kung fu his way out of the machete, and he just, okay. Though he was not hurt. That's because he stabbed the dude. Just, once somebody's been stabbed, they're not very effective at trying to kill you. So, we've got that. Our guy who called the police from the nearby park and waited for them to arrive before sharing his account said he grabbed a knife from his pocket. Do you normally have a knife in your pocket? If you're not living in the country, why do you have a knife in your pocket? Well, because you run around and you stab people, and slashed the roommate with the knife. The roommate swore in response to being stabbed when he was hit and backed away. Our guy told police he then ran from the apartment and called 911. It's nonsense. And when they came, the body was cold. The guy's body had cooled. It happened a long time. The guy was like, well, I'm a criminal illegal. Let's see if I get away with this one. And he did. He did. Eventually what happened is they couldn't come up with enough evidence that overrode the fact that he claimed defense because the guy's dead. His roommate is dead, just like our bus driver is dead. That's two murders that should have never happened because you've got a guy that is a criminal illegal. Aside from the murders, came into the country illegally. He's here illegally. Washington State, King County, Seattle, all protect criminal illegals because they are fundamentally effed in the head. That's what this is. This is a story about living in an area, living in a city, living in a county, living in a state that is effed in the head because of ideology that doesn't match up with reality at all. Not at all. Not one little bit. Zero. Just some absolutely mind-blowing stuff, though, right? The claim of self-defense may be what led police to not rush to the case for a charging decision, leading our guy to be released on November 6th under court rules. And they didn't check his citizenry or anything, even though, he's from Venezuela and Probably just lied his way around everything. He's got a strong accent. You could hear that in the bus video. But yeah, let's just let this guy run around. What could go wrong, right? What could go wrong? So when these instances happen, this story, I don't think this story will get much airtime. I really don't, because it's like it already happened. The shock, the whole, hey, our bus driver's dead is gone, unfortunately, for the Yim family. I mean, this is a horrific story. This guy is my age. I think he's 59. I just turned 57. He's somebody's dad. He's somebody's, brother, somebody's son, member of the community. He drives a GD bus. He's a bus driver. Seattle should love bus drivers. Seattle should be falling all over to make sure that this guy's killer is brought to justice. In reality, you know what'll happen? They'll let him go. They'll let him go. Maybe there's enough media attention on this one. But if there wasn't this kind of media attention because a bus driver got murked in Seattle in the U District, yeah, whole thing is just preposterous, isn't it? I mean, in what world do we live in where, you just let people run around? He killed somebody. Yeah, you check his citizenry. Oh, no, we don't do that. Seattle. This is Seattle. I mean, we want to make sure that our criminal illegals and, that they're taken care of, that, we protect all lives. All lives matter. Well, except the bus driver. Except the bus driver. Nah, this is nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. This is the reason that Republican states are not sanctuary states. This is the reason Republican counties and cities are not Republican counties and cities. Because they go after criminals. They go after criminals. Seattle? Oh, yeah, we love you. We love you. Oh, come on in. Do some drugs, become homeless, do whatever the F you want. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, enjoy. To have some fun out there. Get out there, Tiger, and make it happen. Make it happen. I mean, it's pure insanity, isn't it? Really is. You're left with like, what? What's going on? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sanctuary city. Sanctuary from what? How about you tell the bus driver, his family that, it's a sanctuary city. Tell the bus driver's family what that means. What does that mean? Oh, it means that federal authorities, ICE in particular, won't be working with local authorities to take out the murderer of your dad, of your son, of your community member, of your bus driver. But go ahead, take Metro. Ride the bus. You know what I mean? There's enough news stories just in King County alone. I rode the bus not long ago, and we had a homeless woman get on the bus and caused a ruckus. She was trying to move a whole bunch of stuff, and everybody was going to the Mariners game, and there wasn't room for her entire cart full of stuff. But there's always something going on with the bus, right? Everybody wants you to ride the bus, so we have these 15-minute oh yeah, ride the bus, get downtown, live close to downtown, just get on the bus. I just hope you don't get murdered. Granted, this was super late at night or very early in the morning, depending on, what you've got going on. This guy was homeless. We know he's homeless. We know he's a criminal. We know that he has murdered before. And yet, in Washington State, we don't really consider that as a thing. It's not a thing. Oh, I mean, we accept everybody here. Even killers of bus drivers. Oh, yeah. We totally defend that because, it's Seattle. It's what we're doing. Shenanigans. Shenanigans are the name of our game. So what it came down to is literally there was nothing to definitively prove that our guy's claim of self-defense was wrong. Because unfortunately, the bus driver was dead. He had been murdered. He was not able to speak and defend for himself. He was not able to convey his position. But I think, given the violence here, you get on a bus and you bitch about it being cold. Buses aren't supposed to be, 90 degrees. You're going to have you got cold air coming in and out with that door being opened up. You know what I mean? It's public transport. This story is just indication of how failed progressive cities, counties and states are with sanctuary city policy, with sanctuary jurisdiction policy, because this should have never happened. This shouldn't have ever happened. Lake and Riley should have never happened. And people want to say, well, the criminal illegals, they cause a lot fewer murders than the American population. They shouldn't be happening at all. This particular one right here should never have happened. And what will politicians do? Accidents happen. Big city crime. Yeah, this one could have been avoided. That's the point. This one should have been avoided. And I hope are they going to lock him up? Are they going to try him? Or does, how's that work? So many of these cases go these weird directions because it's Seattle, because it's got a bunch of libtards as judges. And they're like, oh, hey, man, get 45 more, chances at being a good guy. Oh, you only killed 2 people so far? You've only murdered 2? Well, we want you to get out there and try for 3 and do the best you can because, population, too many people. And, what's the logic there? Oh, we're just going to let them go. And we're not going to involve ICE, even though they've got a detainer. It's some absolute insanity. Well, we all knew that. And you know what? This story is going to keep on going. What happens with this guy? Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, share with friends and family, and I'll keep you posted. Thanks again for being here. Catch up soon. Bye for now.